Welcome to Košice 2.0 series, a series focused on citizen experience, public services, decision-making based on data, improvement of well-being, and last but not least, on the growth of civic engagement. In today's episode, we discuss how to be prepared for ever-changing reality. In the modern world, there's a feeling that everything is happening at the same time. Reality seems too complex to grasp, and there's a need for new tools and narratives that help us navigate this ever-changing reality. For consultant coach Vic Mirage, we need to eliminate some of the societal patterns in order to see things differently.
I think Margaret Mead, an anthropologist that had a quote, she said, "Don't ever doubt the ability of a small group of committed citizens to change the world. Don't ever doubt that. Indeed, it's only ever been a small group of committed citizens that's ever changed the world. But to change the world, one's got to remake oneself." Gandhi said that. The myth of the atomic age is to remake the world versus remaking oneself. Then he said, be the change you want to see. But anyone in life who's made a profound difference in the world has first made that difference with themselves, to get themselves out of their own patterns, so that they're free now to risk themselves.
Senior practitioner Katie Ledger explains the importance of maturity in individuals to navigate an ever-changing reality.
We don't need everybody to be super mature. We'd be here forever, right? But 3 to 5% of the population, maybe even 3% of the population, to raise up at least one more level of maturity, ego maturity, and become from a teenager to a young adult. That's what we're looking at here, right? We start to see more options. We start to see more possibilities. We start to see patterns in things that we haven't seen before. What if we did this? What if we did that? Let's try this, right? We transcend our ego. We park our ego at the door, we give it a go. Not everything's gonna work, that's fine, right? But some of it will, some of it will. And we need enough people who are able to, again, transcend their own ego and say, let's give it a go.
Chief Experience Officer Barbara Rushchin gives us a perspective on how the financial institutions adapted to the anxieties of an ever-changing reality.
So the transformation that I see right now is that, or that I feel very strong in our bank, are not necessarily connected to how people are changing, but how the services are being delivered in a different way. And I think that one of the biggest things that I see is that we're kind of opening up and we'll look at a larger concept. We're looking at how can we help you solve your ambitions about living a good life. What we try to understand today is how you think and feel about finances, what your emotions are towards finances, and how we can make keeping you on top of your finances, right? So that it's not something that bothers you, something that limits your growth, something that limits your ambition or bothers you on an everyday basis. And I think this is such a wide scope that the bank is looking at right now that I have not seen that years before.
Entrepreneur Lisa Lang talks about using sense-making methodology to understand complex systems before tackling difficult subjects like climate change.
We have different layers of realities. We have different layers of actions, and we need to align them. So one very obvious reality is that we're in the middle of climate change, and we have the data and we have the realities now. So that is one just existent, proven reality. On the other side, we have a human-made reality, and that is our systems we created. The systems of cities, of regions, of bureaucracies, how we deal with relationships, or the emotional, like how we look into industries, how we treat industries, and how we treat each other. So we are all surrounded by systems, either through nature or self-created. We are in a time which feels like everything is happening at the same time. And that creates a lot of fear and pressure. Technology sometimes is misused as a solution, which is it not. Technology is a tool. The solution are like us humans using those tools. So we can't use technology as an excuse. It's there to track and trace, it's there to support us, but we can't use technology to skip emotional conversations we need to have with each other.
These are not the only tools we have to navigate today's reality. One major key is art. And in the next episode, we'll discuss how we can use it to interpret new narratives.